4 p.m. June 22nd. As I was explaining earlier today, and they hacked my videos. These investigators have psychiatric illness or they have criminal negligence and aren't the sharpest tools in the shed. They clearly aren't factoring into analysis this tech. If they know about it, they should understand it. The human nervous system, extremely important to a human being. It controls literally everything. It controls emotions, behaviors, feelings, communications, the way you present yourself. These people who are constantly interacting with my brain, my nervous system, my heart, my lungs, neuromodulating me, damaging different regions of my brain, are tampering with my nervous system. And hence that can influence behavior. They even interact with regions of my brain called the amygdala, which is involved with emotional and behavioral regulation. They put implantable devices there and they damage that. That can affect emotional and behavioral regulation. I was never psychotic. I'm the victim of highly illegal, unethical, inhumane human experimentation involving MKUltra-like human programming, as well as various forms of covert murder and neurophysiological weapons torture. I'm a victim of homicidal maniacs involved in who have a pathological gambling habit and a pathological kleptomania habit, who are stealing intellectual property and data and IP worth billions. Guarantee you it. And they're also stealing other stuff that I don't fully understand. That's another piece of this, something related to some Illuminati jazz and some wills and other stuff. So that's another piece of this. So they were trying to murder me so they could get away with theft. That's a big piece of this, and that's also where their desperation comes from. They're also trying to frame me because they're robbing people in some gambling ring, which is another piece of this. But these guys are hiring these neurophysiological weapons terrorists to damage my amygdala, damage regions of my brain, neuromodulate me, and influence my nervous system. So when they're influencing my nervous system, that can influence my communication, it can influence my behavioral regulation, all these things. So remember, I'm never psychotic. I'm just being slowly murdered and assaulted, and people are committing crimes on me. People who are expert investigators would factor this into analysis. People with proper analytical skills who are intelligent would understand if someone's tampering with their nervous system. You may see some weird shit. You may see someone acting odd. They may not be themselves. So don't be a fucking moron. Don't have criminal negligence. You need to factor in this environment I'm a victim of. With anything and everything when it comes to my behavior, you need to factor in their tech. You need to factor in all their psychological tactics. You need to factor in how they use their tech. They don't use it for truth. They use it for manipulation. They use it to coerce crime on people. They use it for slander. They use it for covert violence and abuse. And they use it to disrupt functioning of the nervous system and thus influence behavior of the victim of their crimes. And they use it, basically to try to discredit political, legal, and financial opponents. Like a guy they're robbing, a guy they're trying to frame, a guy whose intellectual property they're stealing, some guy whose life they're pretending is theirs, like this Illuminati president jazz, and they're pretending my science is theirs, and pretending my med school notes are theirs, and pretending my life and weird things in my life happen to them. So those are some of the people hiring these neurophysiological weapons terrorists, and some of them are the neurophysiological weapons terrorists. So never fall for any story I'm psychotic. Never psychotic. I'm a victim of organized crime and terrorism, and a victim of neurophysiological weapons terrorists using this tech. I'm also a victim of implantable devices and a brain-computer interface with synthetic telepathy. So factor that into analysis too, and what they can do with it. They can pull logging system hustles. They harvest right from my brain via telepathy and steal intellectual property. That's one of their ways. Cyber terrorists and telecommunications terrorists. So you need to factor all these things into analysis. I've been making YouTube videos. This will reveal all their tactics. They can steal passwords. They can steal ideas right as I'm making them. They can steal two-factor. These things all need to be factored into analysis related to anything. What I'm finding out is that a lot of people with criminal negligence not factoring really key things into analysis, and that's starting to irritate me. The tech is real. I can guarantee you it 1,000,000,000%. Guarantee you, if I die and you do all sorts of scans and this and that, you'll find all sorts of crazy shit inside of my brain and body. Make sure you're there at my autopsy, like I said before. Do chemical testing, spectrophotometry, spectroscopy, anything and everything to look for odd chemicals in my brain, body, heart, lungs, genitals, trachea, esophagus, even my legs, and look for chemicals that aren't typically found in neurons, and you'll find all sorts of crazy shit. And then, once you find these chemicals, see who's buying, precursors or these specific chemicals, etc., and then you'll find some of these implantation terrorists. But yeah, factor in, so these investigators, you need to quit being criminally negligent. I'm never psychotic. I'm a victim of highly illegal shit, illegal neurosurgeries from a satellite, implantable devices, neuromodulation, weaponized telepathy, and neurophysiological agitation, bombardment, and torture. So never fall for bullshit. And these guys are still on the loose. Right now they're doing manipulations of their moral manipulation system to make my words look ingenuine. Don't fall for it. They love that hustle. But yeah, this is real talk. I said this earlier today, and then they actually were hacking me repeatedly so they could say before me and look smart. It's absolutely scary. So that's some of the serial killers I'm a victim of. So there's people who actually will start hacking me when they stalk my mind 24/7. Watch what I'm going to say, and then when they see I've formulated it, they'll then start hacking me and try to say it before me. So that's some of the stuff I deal with. So they'll start hacking me, prevent me from making a video, maybe do a storage hustle or a hack, and then they'll try to silence me and say it before me. So that's another piece of what I deal with daily. Bet my life.